for you continuing to push, I always tell, I think you do the hardest race on the planet. The SOS
SOS.
race. Crazy. And so for you, being able to complete that again, you completed that again this year.
Yep.
What, like when you do that, right? And for you, I think this is kind of cool for people to understand. How has that translated over into the business side of things, and more importantly, into your leadership and into your leadership style?
So I don't know if intense is the right word. Like, I'm very passionate. I feel like I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't try and pretend to be somebody I'm not. Like, I'm just very myself all the time. But I feel like my passion translates into kind of whatever I'm doing. I've always been like that. I'm going to give 110%, and I'm going to show like how much I love to do the things that I truly love to do. And leadership for me has been something I really love more than anything I think I've done professionally. Like, I really enjoy leading. And like leading with my heart and leading from the front and leading in the trenches and just showing the team, like, I'm not just up here in an office. I'm like I'm dialing with the team. I'm with the team. My heart's with the team. And I feel like that's how I am as an athlete, right? Like,
Yeah.
I show up with my heart. Like, I give it 110%. I'm very involved in like the community aspect of a lot of the races that I do. And I do it because I love it. I really, really love it.
I think that's such a little secret ingredient, right? That there is some type of passion or something, a bigger purpose that's pushing you through for it. And, like for me, when I did, my first Ironman, I mean, it was really because, literally it was because I wanted my kids to say my dad's an Ironman. That was, the whole reason I did it. And I remember, going around, it was the second loop. So Texas has 3 loops on the run. I was on the second one, and it was dark, and there's a back side of that trail. And it's just pitch black, right? Texas is known to be kind of a party race, especially on the run.
Yeah.
And there's a quiet place at the very back of the loop. And I remember, cause we all hit those dark patches. Not only kind of on the race and in the endurance side of things, but also in business and in life. And I just remember just repeating to myself over and over, and I would visualize each of the kids, and I could just visualize like clear as like they were standing right there next to me. My dad's an Ironman. And then I would just, Caitlin, my dad's an Ironman. Right. And just kept going through all of the kids saying that. And it's just the amount of like that additional energy that you have. And I think, having some of those mental frameworks, I don't want to call them tricks or hacks, but they're just mental frameworks that allow you to kind of program or work through challenging times. And, what I see for you, and I remember when we were going into, and I probably shared this with you, we were heading into, I think it was maybe March, April of 20. It was either end of March or the beginning of April. And I remember having one of the most powerful conversations with my dear friend, Mr. Blake Sloan. And he was kind of relaying a message that his coach was telling him. His coach is Garrett White. And Garrett was telling him that, like motivation and activity is not going to get us out of this. You're going to have to lead your way out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, from a leadership perspective and doing the things to improve on that skill set daily, how impactful and how important are you seeing that as the market's doing what the market's doing, as we head into, this kind of dark winter of seasonality and uncertainty, heading into the first quarter? Like where are you seeing things and how important leadership is, right now?
And I think that's where like the mindset is everything, right? Like I'm built for difficult times. Like give me, like, that's where I shine. Like the more chaos, the more difficult, like the more ready I feel like I am. So I tell the team, I'm like, regardless of the market, right, our action is going to determine our economy. So what we do every day is going to determine the economy we're going to have. Good economy, bad economy. If we're doing nothing, it's going to be a shitty market. If we're dialing and doing what we need to do at prospecting and branding ourselves and being in the community, our action is going to dictate a really good first quarter. So, I always say I'm the eternal optimist, although I am a realist, but I really keep them excited about what's to come. Like, this is the market, everybody takes their foot off the gas. Like, we're going to put gasoline on the fire right now and really push forward. And I think that's where the leadership is important, to keep everybody. You always say motivation won't carry you. What do you tell me?
Motivation is internal. Yeah, motivation is internal. Nobody can motivate us. People can inspire us.
Yeah. So that's where, I'm always trying to inspire the team to do better and push themselves further. And a lot of it in our ecosystem is personal development too. And now I think just by people watching Bruce and I and putting ourselves in difficult situations, we've had a lot of really incredible growth for our agents too, doing really epic, difficult things over the last 12 months, which is going to ultimately prepare them for difficult times and hard times. We're trying to just create an environment of just personal growth all the way around. Whatever people want to achieve, we want to help them achieve it, and just know that that's going to translate to their business.
Yeah. From definitely, everybody there that's day to day with even like Bruce. I mean, they see it from you. It's not almost that they expect it from you, but they need you to do that, right? Because they're looking to you for that. And I think that's your obligation as a leader. It's Garrett has that little saying, the king eats first, the queen eats first. And what he means by that is that you have an obligation to lead, and you have to make sure that you're making yourself the best version, because you have people that are looking to you for that inspiration, that guidance, that leadership.